friends and family, as we near what seems to be like the apocalypse, and the word apocalypse simply means the unveiling. The unveiling, you're unveiling, we're unveiling. Okay, there's a big unveiling happening right now. As we approach this inevitable apocalypse, you must develop something called detached compassion. As you will see, many of your loved ones, likely anyway, okay, I actually hope I'm wrong about this. Trust me, if I'm wrong about this, I will be so happy. All right? But I don't think I am. But I hope so. I really hope so. Anyway, as we approach this, as we approach the long dark winter, or possibly winters, you might see many of your loved ones, direct family and friends, perish or sustain serious lifelong injuries due to the toxic apple juice and due to other factors as well, but primarily that. You must develop detached compassion. Detached compassion is, you don't want to say things like "I told you so" or "you deserve it," because you took it, you deserve it. You know, it's a little bit harsh to say that. I guess everyone deserves where they're at, everything is perfect, yes, from a higher perspective, but you don't want to rub it in anyone's face. All right, you don't want to even like celebrate being like right. For instance, like the last thing I want to do is this happens and I'm like, yeah, I'm right. See, guys, you know, that's not very compassionate. It's not very compassionate, period. It's just not very compassionate. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit around and cry. I'm not gonna sit around and feel bad for this situation, because death, at the end of the day, is just transformation of energy. All right, and in many ways, it's gonna put a lot of people out of their misery. I know, for instance, my grandfather is 90 plus, and the last 20 years of his life has been just terrible. Okay, I wouldn't want to have an old age like that. All right, he's basically lost his marbles. He's completely lost his memory. He's like a skeleton, and he has no control over his bowel movements, and it's really just been not very good in his last 20 years. And I personally would prefer to just have left then. All right, rather than suffer. But I guess for karmic reasons, he has to stay alive and suffer in his late age. Okay, for reasons I don't know, but it has to be some form of karmic reasons. But you know what? This might put some people out of their misery, so their energy can finally transform and go somewhere else, suitable for their evolution, to continue the evolution of their awareness. Okay, so when you look at it from that perspective, then you can't really feel bad for what's happening, because it's like, well, that's what it is. Everybody signed up for this experience, and it is what it is. That's the detachment. The compassion is not to rub it in people's face, not to tell your friends, maybe who might not necessarily perish, they might just have like lifelong injuries or something like that. And you could be there just saying, look, man, if I'm sorry that this happened, and I'm here to help if you need. That's a compassionate act. All right, that's a compassionate act, but totally detached too. You're not attached to like your friend saying, oh yeah, I need help, or you're not attached to helping your friend. You just let the universe be, you let God be, you let everything be as is. Everyone's making choices, everyone is choosing. That's it, free will. You respect the law of free will, and you detach yourself from people's choices. You just have to worry about your own choice. But the compassion is just like, if someone's in pain, be there for them. If you live with your mom and your dad and suddenly they were in serious pain, not necessarily perishing, they may just, their dad might get paralyzed or something like that. I don't know. We don't know. We're gonna see in the next 3 to 5 years what's gonna happen. We're gonna really see what's inside these toxic apple juices. So we don't know. We don't know. It might just be the best case scenario would be sterilization. That's the best case scenario. Okay, the best case scenario, I hope for the best case scenario, honestly. One thing is every single person in my biological family took it. I hope for that is sterilization. You take it, you become sterilized. You can't have kids. Okay, it's a slower approach to the humanization agenda. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's a slower approach. You just sterilize everybody. You sterilize 80% of the Earth's population, and you kind of wait it. But if they're gonna be a lot faster about their approach, then this is gonna also definitely perish some folks. So the compassion is you just be there. You know, if somebody needs support, be there for them, okay? But it's very important to develop that, because if you're gonna sit around and wallow and cry and mourn and grieve, we don't need you to do that right now. We need you to be in the front lines, building a new prosperous plain earth, and spreading truth and spreading wisdom and spreading knowledge and uncovering knowledge and information. That's what we need you to do right now, okay? We need you to be here ushering a new earth. So I have no time to be mourning and grieving the pains and the sufferings of the world. I have no time for that. I respect everyone's free choice, everyone's free will, everyone's choice in directing their life. And I respect the laws of the universe, and I respect the law of karma, the law of cause and effect. And I do my part by spreading awareness and information and wisdom as much as I can, and truth, and then I just put it out there to the universe, and I say, look, I'm just gonna do my part here. And I am more than ready to continue to do what I'm doing, and I am more than ready to continue to uncover truths and share it with you and with anybody that I have the chance to share it with, if they want to, if they're receptive to it. I have no business in calling my mom and telling her about urine therapy. No business whatsoever. No business whatsoever. But if she was to reach out to me and say, hey, I heard you do the urine therapy, I'm interested, then I am absolutely 100% there. Okay? And if anybody, I am also there. If anybody took the juice and is suffering some dire consequences, I can help also. Okay? I have no business in rubbing it in your face or saying you should have listened or blah blah. That's compassion, but you have to be very detached in the compassion. Okay? We've got an earth to build here. We've got a plane to build here. A flat plane that have been suffering for a long time and needs some care and some tenderness and some gentleness and some love. And we've got to do that. We've got to build that kind of new earth. And believe me, once this is all like over, once the Great Reset takes place, however it takes place, it's taking place, but it may take place differently than what they want it to take place. It may take it very similar to what they want to take place, or it may take it completely differently, or maybe like a mix. Maybe some of their objectives are met and others are not met. In any case, the people who continue in living in their truth and continue not complying and resisting will prosper. Will prosper. There are other forces in the background also, looking out for us, watching over us. Have you noticed that whenever a person like stands up and says, no, I am sovereign, I am free, that somehow the universe comes to their aid? That's because the beings are watching all the humans it's all a test. This is all a test happening to see if humans are ready to liberate themselves. And all you have to say is no. All you have to say is no, I am sovereign, I am not doing this, I am not taking this, I am not putting a face diaper on, and that's it. Then all the universe, all the loopholes come to your aid. You know, here they just they're trying to make the juice mandatory to go into places right now, and I believe just today or yesterday a bunch of very like sincere souls stood up. They hired a lawyer, they took him to the court, and I think they're about to be revoked here. Okay, so I've noticed this trend. When there is a lovely soul here, a lovely person. She came here without anything, they're supposed to have a test. She just slipped through. How? You don't know. How? You don't know. But I've noticed this. Anytime somebody stands up and says, no, I am sovereign, I make my choices, like, because we're being watched, it's all a test. There's a theory out there that is making more and more sense to me, that the elites right now are like the caretakers of the planet. They're being led to be the caretakers of the planet by the higher beings, the wiser, more benevolent beings, and they're kind of like harsh teachers. And all this like tyranny and lockdowns and blah 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 is like testing humanity. And I've noticed this over and over in myself, in the people around me. When somebody says no, like, I know a guy here I think he already traveled to America with nothing. No test, no juice, nothing. I don't know, he got some kind of exemption. You could get exemptions wherever you're living. All right? But you have to say no. You have to say, this is a test. This is a test. Folks, this is a test. All right? So the people who continue to stand in their sovereignty, guys, we're going to have a pretty like kick-ass time when the great reset takes place and is finalized. And again, we are going through a great reset. How it's going to turn up? Either it's going to turn up according to the controllers, or it's going to go maybe a mix. Maybe they meet some objectives or not. Maybe it goes differently completely. But there's like a coordinated effect. We're being watched by like higher, more benevolent, wiser beings here. We're moving from the Iron Age to the Bronze or the Golden. I don't know, but there's definitely some kind of a big shift happening. And the controllers that have been controlling this matrix now for a few hundred years or a few thousand years, whatever the case may be, they are trying to stay relevant. So they're trying to steer it their way. They're trying to hijack it their way. Okay? So they're kind of like acting almost as teachers that are giving you very hard tests to the humans. And the humans who succeed and say no and stand in their sovereignty and recognize their power and recognize that they're their own authority. Nobody has authority on them. I'm seeing it in me and people around me. Like, it works. You got like people watching, like guys or whatever you want to call them, angels, whatever you want to call them. And they just want you to say, no, I am sovereign. I am the source of my own authority. And they like come to your aid. They come rushing to your aid. Okay, so I forget, what was the point of this video anyway to begin with? I don't know. I think I delivered the point, whatever it was, whatever it is. Just stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. That's it. Just gotta listen to Bob Marley and we're good to go. All right, folks. Thank you to our beautiful patrons and our beautiful donors via PayPal. If you would like to donate, if you'd like to leave us a generous donation of a minimum of $1 million, you can do down below in the description, or 10 cents. We appreciate it's about the sentiment. We appreciate the sentiment. So you could do down below in the description or in the comments. And I also do one-on-one consultations if you're interested to have a conversation. Oh yeah, it was about detached compassion. Yeah. Okay. Because I was trying to remember what the title of this video is going to be. Okay, guys, I love you. And until the next time, may the force be with you.